Welcome everyone. Monday meditation. Nice deep breath. Dropping into the deep zone. Fresh oxygen coming in. Breathing in the life force. Oh, welcome everyone. Always good to be here with you on this stormy Monday here in Santa Barbara. Welcome Toronto, Hania, Anila. Hope the baby's doing great. So today, Healing Zap Fest. So whatever you want, just tell me whatever healing you wanted directed where. If it goes by too fast, well, you could type it again later if you wanted. What I thought I'd do is we'd have a little fun. I have a whole batch of poems, and I thought for certain healings I'd pull a poem and see what does the universe have in store for that particular focus, and it's almost like a tarot card, right? Pull out some magical information, see what it has to say, and then work with that on whatever you need today. So let's just relax a little more, drop a little deeper. Breathing through the nose. Delicious oxygen. Om Namah Shivaya Gurave Satchidanandamurtaye Nisprapanchaya Shantaya Niralambaya Tejase Niralambaya Tejase Niralambaya Tejase. Shoulders. Okay. Shoulder issues are often the weight of the lineage on your shoulders. All these folks that came before, everybody's got shoulder issues sometimes. So sending a prayer, depending on which shoulder it is, which lineage, it's generally the father line on the right, mother line on the left. Not always the case, but often the case. So Kabir, let me know which shoulder it is, and we will zap that line. I know your mom needs a little attention, so we're just going to send her some. Yay, moms out there. Beautiful mom energy going out. Blessings to the lineage. Oh, we're very powerful in this regard. Sending love upline. Just clearing out stress, duress, the need to impress. Just, whoa. Tristan, you need healing. Okay. Sheltering in place because of bomb threat. Yikes. Okay, yeah, a little help restoring trauma. So let's go right to trauma. Nostalgia, someone is thinking the past is better than now, and sometimes it is. But not the best approach. So let's work with this trauma issue here. So everybody's got a little of that. Trauma on the cellular level, subcellular level, psoas muscles. De-traumatizing the muscles. Muscles vibrate in a negative polarity, negative charge. Bones are positive. So we want to neutralize the whole deal, right? Neutral positive. Right shoulder. Okay. Trauma makes drama. It sure does. So we're breathing, clearing the trauma. Trauma comes in like funky particles. It's like Ghostbuster slime. We just delete the particles with our mind. Massive blast of light. Why not? Just blow it on out. Slip the disc. Okay, 4 and 5. Okay, we're gonna keep going with trauma for a minute. Cellular, subcellular, molecular, subatomic. Down to the smallest of the smalls. Releasing it. Okay, scary people are riding the waves of Mars, Uranus right now. But from this astrological point of view, Jupiter is keeping everything in line. Sort of like the guru planet is sort of dropped a little damper on the situation to kind of chill everything down. So what does that mean? Let's feel that Jupiter energy. It's kind of like your deep self shining through. And one great way to de-traumatize is to remember that you're not the body. That body's like a husk, right? It's temporary, it's a leaf. So Jupiter energy, inside out Shakti power. That is your bioelectric field. So let's pull a poem and have some fun. Massive blast of light. Yes. Okay. Ooh, I'm just gonna take the first one off the top here just because it's fun. You might have heard this one before. I read about this in a book about how to write. It's called Writing Down the Bones. And in it there's a chapter called Man Eats Car. Fascinating. How does a person eat a car? Well, evidently this person ate the car, a yogi, piece by piece, and just kept passing that old vehicle right on through its vehicle, his vehicle. So, here's my fun poem. Man eats car. He ate a car and it took years. He drank the oil and all the gears. Carburetor and steering wheel. Quite an unusual midday meal. With the extra feet of leather seats and other tasty metallic treats. What does this say about yogis? Left eye. What does this say about the mind? What does this say about digestion? What does this say about mankind? How much weight do you think he gained? Was it a pleasure or was he in pain? Is it absurd or is it crazy? He certainly wasn't lazy. Gobbled it up from end to end, and now he's working on a Mercedes-Benz. How fantastic, so yummy. What a strange feeling in my tummy. Man eats car. All right. So what does that mean? Well, digestive issues. Fatigue. Fatigue is usually dehydration. If you just drink 1 cup of water, watch how that shifts it. 2 cups of water take your headache away and you don't even need the Advil. So, hydration, oxygenation, glucose, all of these things are good. We can do that with the mind because you're already full of oxygen, glucose, and water. It just has to get to the right places in the body. So we direct, we say hydrate all 100 trillion cells. Whoopee, hydration. Hydration assists in digestion. Matter of fact, your colon is going to extract water from what it's eliminating to recycle. So, got your own regenerative agriculture going on in the area. So, purifying the water element in the body is a good thing. 70% water you are. And with a flash of light, you can just, it's kind of like delete funky particles, blaze away. Just going back to the right shoulder, Kabir Ji, father, grandfather. I'm getting it on the kind of the great-grandfather level. So call it Jewish lineages in Europe having to deal with stuff. Okay. Let's just send them $1 billion from the Infinite Supply Bank. Send all of your ancestors $1 billion from the Infinite Supply Bank. Why the heck not? Right? It's infinite supply. Just write them a check from the Infinite Supply Bank. Left hip bruise, bottom right cup tooth sensitivity. Okay, left hip bursitis. Okay, joined at the hip stuff can mean relationship issues with whoever you're living with or nearby or in relationship with at a distance. Female left hip is female, right? Female to female, so maybe sister stuff. Everybody has brother and sister stuff. Jung even says that there's no such thing as mental illness. It's just brother and sister and mother and father stuff. So we're just gonna zap any inflammation, left hip, set the hips, everybody's hip, 60-40 pelvic angle. How about that? It's better alignment with alignment with the earth. We breathe. And then that's helpful for the shoulders, so when the hips are strong, right? Your exoskeletal structure is more in alignment. So we're just thinking down the middle, just like the dude who ate the car. Just kept sending it down the middle and out. Anything that comes in, needs to keep going on out. Makes sense. So we just sand into the earth, be it some Mercedes-Benz or whatever you've happened to have consumed. Okay, next poem. Well, they seem to be kind of an interesting order as they are, so let's go with that for now. This is called So Here We Are in Our Space Car. Speaking of vehicles. Floating in the freedom-flowing flux, breath-aligned moment. Grounded in alternative currency with direct connect transparency. Polarized perspicacity of intergalactic capacity. That would be you. In the meantime, wavy dream time. Gravy stream time, back and forth, north to south, ping pong songs to sing along. Transfusing, transamusing, transducing doesn't take long. Just watching ourselves, drive ourselves crazy, being spiritually lazy. That's a fairly recent poem. So if you're feeling spiritually lazy, that's okay. A day without sunshine is like night. I wrote a few little fun phrases here. My mind doesn't stop at my skin because there's no bottom to the lake within. So from the inside out, God is looking out. And if you think nobody cares, try missing a few payments. Nice deep breath. So here we are in our spiritual car, right? The body as incredible earth vehicle. Astral beings are jealous. We think we're jealous of astral beings. They get to fly around the galaxy. Yeah, but we can do that too without leaving your body, and they don't have the body to boot. So if we have the body, we have the temple, essentially. You're established here in the School of Hard Knocks, right? Space is the place. Nice deep breath. Nostalgia. outlast the past. Strong for the future, which doesn't exist either, but it's a better alignment. We know this, ne? Next. We are mystic messengers of the twilight transition. Most of our karmas have changed their position. A time of greatly weakened shield, when the lower realms penetrate the shield, penetrate the field. Popping up from down below, best to seal the leaks, you know. You could die, you could move, you could feel a new groove. When the karmas weaken the dharmas, the farmers do harmers to the tomatoes that grow. A being is cloaked in a few karmic vests, and into it all he or she invests. Their astral essence invisible and pure. A cloak of love. Well, I'm not always sure, but the astral soul that reflects the whole is awesome. So this astral sheath that we are anchored in this amazing body intelligence, we're basking in the glow. So how's everyone doing with the healing in this moment? How's the shoulder? How's the hips? How you feeling on this divine trips? Namaste, Paul. Just breathing. Healing is a process. Sometimes it's instantaneous. Things just husk right off. Other times we need to neutralize the charge in various capacities. Happily unwinding still. Good. How about some Saraswati mantras? This is the goddess of speech. Sometimes we say things we don't mean to say. Hip pain gone, right on. Sometimes we say things we don't mean to say and cause karmic repercussions. Other times we want to say things we can't say, and that also causes kind of gum distractions. So we want to just cleanse negative charge out of the body, out of the field. So you come back to neutral positive. This is not in denial of the pain body. It's not in denial of the millions of issues in the universe. It's just that we don't need to cling on to them, relate to them, vibrate with them, right? We can create our own inside-out flow flux that's stronger than the external orthodox. And then that radiation's 51%. It kind of wants to bring us to a different alignment with the universe, 51%. You're the CEO at that point. Breathing. Beautiful feeling attracts the healing. Whatever healing you want, imagine that. And there's a magic in creating the future in this regard. You want to create the strongest thought, because the strongest thoughts will prevail over the other thoughts that didn't work out so well. So, strong thoughts. Yakundendu Tusharahara. Actually, I'm going to start lower. Yakundendu Tusharahara Davala. Yashubra Vastravarta. Yavina Varadanda Manditakara Yashveta Padmasana Ya Brahma Chuta Shankara Prabhirtivi Deve Sada Vandita Samam Patu Sarasvati Bhagavati Nishesha Jadyapaha. So the mantras of the goddess of flow, Saras meaning flow, waveforms, Vati meaning goddess, goddess of speech, goddess of music. It's always good to get a blessing from this being. The great yogis understand that every sense in the body has a kind of deity to it. So your eyes are governed by a celestial being of vision and sight. Your fragrances that we smell, governed by an internal being that's quite remarkable. We are quite remarkable, full of all these wondrous beings. Every photon, you could say, is a kind of being, right? Kind of elfin particle of light. Again, bringing the attention down the middle of their body. That strengthens all the organs and glands. Psychic Veda Ripota. Like a mystical barometer, cosmic thermometer, be a psychic Veda Ripota. A mystical barometer, cosmic thermometer, global cooling sapota. Finger on the pulse of the vastitude. Amplify the gratitude and understand the attitude. Positive news and alternative views snuffs out the fuse and cancels the blues. Track it back a bit, wounding and cure. Karma's mysterious, confusing for sure. What's with the weather? Ain't you the creator? Psychic treasure reporter. So tuning into that part of you that's pure intuition. Trust your intuition. It's a source beyond suspicion. Very easy way to listen in. Which reminds me of a song. Just being me, just being you, is all we really, really, really have to do. Just being me and just being you is all we really Trust your intuition. It's a source beyond suspicion. It's a very easy way to listen in. Just being me and just being you is all we really, really, really have to do. Just being me and just being you is all we really, really, really love you, love you, I do. Love you, love you, love you, love you, love you. Love you, love you, love you, it's true. Just being me and just being you is all we really, really, really have to do. Just being me and just being you is all we really, really, really have to do. Thinking's overrated. Love is understated. The clamor for the glamour brings me down. Give me my humanity, not corporate insanity. Democracy, not plutocracy. Just being me and just being you is all we really, really, really have to do. Just being me and just being you is all we really, really, really have to do. My mind is the cause of my suffering. Mind is the cause of my pain. If my mind weren't so busy, I could find myself again. Find myself again. Just being me and just being you is all we really, really, really have to do. Just being me and just being you, all we really, really, really have to do. Love you, love you, love you, love you, love you, I do. Love you, love you, love you, I love you, love you, it's true. Just being me and just being you is all we really, really, really have to do. Just being me and just being you, all we really, really, really have to do. Trust your intuition, it's a source beyond suspicion. It's a very easy way to listen in. Just being me and just being you is all we really, really have to do. Sing that Neil Young song, Candace, but I just haven't warmed up on it lately. Just something might take us even deeper. Samba Sada Shiva. Samba Sada Shiva, Samba Sada Shiva, Samba Sada Shiva, Rashamba. Samba Sada Shiva, Samba Sada Shiva, Samba Sada Shiva, Hara Shambho. Samba Sada Shiva, Samba Sada Shiva, Samba Sada Shiva, Hara Shambho. Samba Sada Shiva, Samba Sada Javara, hey Giri Javara, hey Giri Javara, Hara Shambho, Sambasada, Shiva Sambasada, Shiva Sambasada, Shiva Shambho, Sambasada, Shiva Sambasada, Shiva Sambasada, Shiva Sambasada, Shiva Sambasada, Shiva Sambasada, Shiva Shambho, Sambasada, Shiva Sambasada, Shiva Sambasada, Shiva Oxygenating. Glad your shoulders are feeling better, Kabir. Anyone else with some tension in their body? We're just requesting beautiful inside out liberation. Beautiful release. Deep peace. Beautiful release. Meditate back to where you originate. Dropping back into the deep zone. The beautiful little quote here is from Marianne Williamson. Light is to darkness what love is to fear. In the presence of one, the other disappears. Light is to darkness what love is to fear. In the presence of one, the other disappears. We're the feeling of the love and the force that we're speaking of. From the inside out, God is looking out. Deep space dude. Big boss. The part of you that's watching you be you. This clears just about every illness, every disease. To clear the ego. Number one disease maker. Number one big faker. Just dropping deeper in this egoity than the limited identification with the self, with the body, limited identification with the mind. Just knowing that you're deeper than that. This beautiful observation. Always coming back to the part that's watching. Why? Because that place is changeless, beyond reproach, stainless, Niranjani, untouchable, eternal, wondrous. Wow. Let's be filled with the Supreme Self. You won't find it on CNN or Fox News but you'll get it on the news of the universe. Just let the deep self prevail. It's an all media production, Inside Out Pictures. Breathing through the nose. If any of you believe in psychokinesis, raise my hand. Whoa! Dudes! Gotcha. So you could, plan to be spontaneous tomorrow. You got a few cracks out of the peanut gallery there. Be modest and be proud of it. That's right. And if you're moving at the speed of light, how fast is the speed of dark? Do you feel like you're diagonally parked in a parallel universe? Make the adjustment. The early bird gets the worm, but the second mouse gets the cheese in the trap. I know it's stupid. Did you know that 43.7% of statistics are made up on the spot? And we breathe. The Zen moment was brought to you by nothingness. So now you're sufficiently not your body, sufficiently not your mind, sufficiently. Just feel what that feels like. Right? So transcendental, transpersonal perception is better than egoic deception. It's a good thing to just be the supreme self. Right? Just why not? This crazy wet weather that's been moving through town just makes strings on sitars go bonanza. Is there such a word? Just dropping into the sound current, beautiful sound. Laya yoga is the yoga of absorption into the sound current. So We're just going to meditate for a little bit here. That good feeling inside rise up and fill you up. It sends almost like this heat blast that goes up that keeps your mind aligned, keeps it from getting too out of whack, right? It's like a fountain of energy that comes up out of the heart, like a rotating toroidal donut field. 50,000 femtotesla field emanating out of the heart. I'm just going to like bask in this. The stiller the mind, the better. That quietude allows you to listen to the radio communications of the universe. The planets are blinking. Millions of people, billions of people, collectives, galaxies, stars. It's a great symphony of sound, subtle energy, frequencies. But if you listen with this liquid crystal radio sensitivity, it's almost like you listen to the inside out radio, more profound. It's like it answers any questions you have. You just need to ask for the grace. And up it bubbles. If you need mantras, the breath is good to keep you focused. But at this point, we've been working this energy for whatever it is, 47 minutes. We probably don't need the mantras at this point today. Just allow the natural state to percolate, innervate. You don't have to force anything at this point. Just let the natural feeling be. It's an amazing thing we are. Very rarely do we just look at it objectively. We're too subjective. Just need to like check it out, what's happening from the inside out. Wow. Here we go. Let's say next 2 minutes, total stillness. notice they're almost not breathing. That's okay. Don't need that much oxygen when you're that still. That's why yogis can bury themselves for 3 days in a box. And they just breathe through the Sushumna channel. Very subtle breath. So while we're in this aligned state, sort of like the veggies have been chopped, we can make the soup. So I'm going to just blast out, call it some corrections, and if they're valid for you, if they're helpful for you, you could just catch it like a little shooting star, drop it into your app. And if not, just wash right on by, no worries. So let's say most of these are collective, generic for everyone. This is what I'm inspired to call it correct, send out. So it's the energies of their body that get stuck. Got all these planets jammed together. People are kind of like trying to figure out how to unblock, come out of this lockdown. California's opening back up today. I think we're going to see everything opening back up. So let's just go with that flow. Beautiful expansion. That means more glucose to your brain, glucose to your organs and glands, oxygen to your organs and glands, hydrating all the cells, spiraling the blood, laminar flow, clockwise, non-turbulent, penetrating through the capillaries, busting through stuckness, blockage, congestion, inflammation, stagnant energy. You don't need that stuff. You have adrenal issues. People kind of been spun out a little lately, so kind of getting out over their skis. So I want to pull back, kind of feel the power pack in the back, right? The adrenals are 36 volts, but according to some folks, say that your endocrine system actually has the capacity to go to like a gazillion volts, meaning unparalleled capacity to lift a car should you need to, right? The adrenal glands for a few seconds can move heaven and earth, right? That's the capacity we have. But most of the time they're just kind of running on low cruise, 36 volts. So yes, that's for you. So medulla and cortex, right? Adrenal gland is composed of two parts. Cortex is primarily noradrenaline, adrenaline, epinephrine, norepinephrine. There are nurses. Hi, Sonia. They know these things. And then the medulla is more the glucocorticoids, the mineralocorticoids. So I'm just testing this for the group here. So the mineralocorticoids test good, but the glucocorticoids test weak. So what does that mean? That's more of a sugar thing. So let's go to your pancreas, everyone. The news has not been sweet, let's say. Well, maybe you could say the inauguration was sweet, but a lot of other stuff's not so sweet. So we're going to send some love to your pancreas. Insulin and glucagon integration. Get the chance to send healing to Philippe in the hospital. Yes, Okay, liver, alcohol. Okay, contact me. Okay, that's not a quick fix. So we're breathing, we're sending love. We're powerful as a collective. There's a lot of us been sitting here together now for many, many, many months. So we have this, right? It's like we're almost wired together. Act as a daisy chain of power, daisy chain of love. I'm just beaming it out. Why not? Right? Just beaming it out. Adrenal glands connect to the pituitary, which connect to the hypothalamus, back to the pituitary, back to the adrenals. Dr. Bruce Lipton has made this very clear in his books about the HPA axis. It's kind of like a autobahn of stress, right? Up and down highway. Oftentimes people test strong one direction of this highway. If you find a lot of cars are coming at you, you're probably in the wrong lane. No, so we go to the right side adrenal, up to the pituitary seems to be the issue for the collective. So let's bust that. So that's all this male testosterone energy that's kind of going, right? It's kind of being chilled down by Jupiter, being activated by Uranus and Mars. So there's battles going on, but pancreas is the sweetness department. So we want to flood the zone with the sweetness. Wow. Pancreatic enzymes, delta cell eicosanoids. Sweetness is a feeling. If we meditate on that sweet feeling, you get the sweet healing. Right? Endocrine system connecting all throughout the body, bringing all the right hormones. Hormones are up and down switches, weak, strong, balancing all the hormones, good feeling, breathing. So, and for Melissa and the bomb threat, let's just work a little more with that. That means your whole town has been traumatized. So let's do a collective zap. Okay. Because we don't know your town, but you do. And we're sending to you to send to your town. So the strongest thoughts win kind of thought here. So imagining everyone fine, everyone in a new place of release. And that sends a strong picture to the subconscious brains. And we have a mammalian capacity to read pictures, like animals speak in pictures. So when we send pictures to people, doesn't matter what language they speak, they get it. So pictures of health are obviously good. Anytime you picture anything great, it's great, right? It's gonna outdo whatever's not as good. And so bomb threats, let's just go deeper into that. It's kind of interesting healing challenge here for us folks. So let's just consider, what is a bomb, right? So you could say it's fear combined with fire, combined with metal. So that's metal and fire, dealing with large intestine, heart, triple warmer. Triple warmer is a big heater. So let's say if we sent to everyone in your town the triple warmer balancing act, that balances the head with the heart with the gut. So head to heart. See, that's the one that's bumpy. Heart to gut, good. Gut to head, good. Some anxiety. Head back to gut. Head to heart, heart to gut. Heart to head. Just say 1 trillion issues. Just delete files, sent to black hole. Thank you, God. And we breathe. For everyone in your golf club and places you work, blessings, blessings. So in a sense, we're replacing old programs. Is sort of how this works. Healing comes in layers, or issues come in layers. We take these layers off, and there's another layer, but usually the person feels better at that point. So removing fear layers. Everybody's got fear layers. And we've got a couple more minutes. Let's do some fear clear for the collective that comes in. There's still a lot of sort of repressed fear out there that's kind of insidiously, penetrating into things. So just go beyond all that. Breathe better, oxygenating the cells. Fear is kind of a lack of Shakti, lack of confidence, fear of death. Let's say if we don't have fear of death, we don't have fear. And there's no fear in the present moment, because there's no death really in the present moment. Whenever we bring our attention to something, it doesn't matter if you're happy or sad, you're doing something that is in the verb dynamic of the body. So let's say just bringing our attention to whatever it is we're bringing our attention to liberates us from any bad feelings. So what's another way to imagine that? Transcendental observation of oneself. When you're more subtle than what you're observing, you're liberated from what you're observing. So we just get more subtle, and then you just slip through the fear cracks. Good feeling. Fear just attracts fear, so clear the fear is just love there left over. Terrorists could bomb us back into love and we'd still be there. So just a few notes. Thursday's the next meditation. Used to do Tuesday. I was just finding 2 in a row just seems to be not the greatest use of time. It's better to spread them out a little bit. So I'm hoping Thursday still works for you if you're like joining us on Tuesday. So see you at 5:30 Thursday. Have a beautiful evening. Sleep well, clearing the fear out of every organ and gland throughout the land. Namaste.